Greetings from the right coast. This is Mad Shad. What are we going to talk about today? I don't know. Israel is bombing Syria. Or Damascus. Yeah, Damascus in Syria. If y'all don't know what's going on in Syria, it's a lot. It's a shit show. It's a shit show. It is. I mean, I would hate to be there. Really, I would. It's Israel, America, China. They got a hand in there. But mostly Russia. Turkey's involved. Saudi Arabia's in. The whole world is messing. The Kurds, you know, always with the Kurds in the way. Those Kurds, man, they fight. Wow, they fight. We used to back them. Little funny thing there, that the Muslims don't like to fight the Kurds because the Kurds also everybody fights, the men, the women, the children, and the women are especially fierce fighters. And you know, when I say fighting, they got their AK-47s, they got their little hats, and I think they got some dushkas. Your basic simple Middle Eastern outfit. Outfitted gear, your basic simple kit, AK-47, AK-70, or whatever, RPG in there, but the Muslims don't like to fight the Kurds and the women because if a woman kills a Muslim, they don't get to go to heaven. There's 72 virgins or 72 raisins. However Muhammad set that up. I don't know. I mean, we'd have to ask Muhammad. Yeah. Interesting. The Muslim thing too. I mean, that's so crazy. The Umayyad and the Abbasid, why they split. Yeah, you really have to look really, really hard and deep on that, and just talking about it is a very sore subject. Where is Mecca? Where is the original Mecca? Well, it's supposed to be where that stone is, right? Where is that? I forget. Doesn't matter. But the original Mecca was in Petra. Imagine that. So yeah, Petra, the little hidden city. Yeah, that thing's pretty cool. I always wanted to go there, but not so much anymore. Yeah. How you like my flashlight? How you like my lighting? So there's a lot of shit going on there. I mean, a lot of shit. And the Kurds just want to be left alone. Leave us the fuck alone. Turkey wants them dead. Syria wants them dead. Everybody wants them dead. The United States kind of turned their back on them. We may or may not have like some, SF guys up in there helping them out. I don't know. Maybe the Israelis, but even the Israelis don't like them. They're like, the Kurds, But if Israeli, and what's going on there is let me see if I can get this right. It's a Iraqi faction of the Mujahideen that is in Syria. So it's an Iraqi group that went to Syria, and they're backed by Iran, which of course we all know Iran, Russia are all in cahoots, and they're like the little evil Axis empires. I mean, so let me just go ahead and just tell you right now, if the United States went to war with Russia, it would be over quickly. It just would. It would. I mean, you know, they. I mean, I love the Russian people. I really do. I think they're very strong. Their origins come from Norse. They're originally from Kiev. That was one of the first Viking settlements in the Slavic area, and they worked their way down that river. So that's where they're stock from. You know, but obviously, you know, Putin. Yeah, love the name Putin. What you doing, Putin? Putin. I guess you got to be a redneck to get that joke. I don't know. Cheers. Vladimir. So it would. We already beat them once. Cold War. Yeah, we sent a guy in there, and he stole all their money. Yeah, just fucking emptied out their coffers. Under the Reagan, I forget the guy's name. Something very weird like Lee Iacocca, but it's not Lee Iacocca. It's somebody else. But yeah, he just walked in and just started emptying out their coffers and taking all their money. Then they let him do it. Kind of crazy. The guy is a trillionaire, but he can't touch any of the money. It's been, you know, sequestered by the government, by the U.S. government. Well, anyway, you know how they are in money, giving you your fair share. No, not so much. But they got broke. They were bankrupt. That's what happened. That's why the United States or United Social whatever, the USSR disbanded. You know, they just ran out of money. And now they're damn near a capitalist country. You know? But there's still a lot of corruption going on there. A lot of corruption. So you know, that would be no problem. Russia would be no problem, and they know this. Yeah, they got some pretty cool toys. You know, it's okay. All right, you got some cool toys. Yeah, great. They're a force to be reckoned with, I guess. But you know, and their friends, the Iranians, they're in a worse boat than them. They got some cool toys too. You know, I mean, their military is not that big. Neither one of them actually is all that big. The Russian military is they've invested a lot of time and effort into putting together a scrapyard military. I mean, if you think about it, you know, everything is made out of. They're still using vacuum tubes. You know. Their missiles or their nuclear bombs or ICBMs and all that, they may or may not work. You know what I mean? But I mean, there's a saying in Russia that they have broad backs, which means that they can carry a lot, and they can handle a lot, and they are very hardy people, and they'll fight your ass. That I know. But this whole thing going on, China is involved as well. So that's kind of troubling. So China, Russia, Iran, and maybe North Korea. You know, I mean, but you know, their military that's all the country is the military. It really is. It's nothing but military. Everybody there is military. it is a militant state. And it's a hardened state. There's bunkers and fucking all kinds of craziness going on in there. But you know, the army, I wouldn't show up if I was to fight the North Koreans. I would show up with a Happy Meal. I would show up with a cheeseburger. They would drop their guns and be like, please give me cheeseburger. You know, those boys are hungry, man. I mean, that's why they joined the military, so they can eat. And they're running out of food. I mean, it's a mess. So it's like the whole world is trying. Now, the UN may or may not get involved, but we are the UN. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, come on. I mean, the blue hats, the blue hats, they don't have it, because it's one of those things, kind of like Search for the Holy Grail. It's a bilateral, fuck, I can't even think of it. But it's something ratified weekly, and they pick a general. Here, you're the general today. Oh, okay, thanks. You got all these volunteers from all over the country, all over the world that send like 5 people. All right, we're Vietnam. We're gonna send 5 over. Yeah, we're okay. This is Laos. We're gonna send 2. You know, United States, they send a lot. I mean, mostly the United States. Eastern Bloc, European bloc nations, they send their little bit. And so you've got this super conglomerational clusterfuck of an army. And so you can understand the communication, you know, the communication, freaking trying to coordinate all this shit with all these different groups that do different shit different ways. It's a mess. So, you know, they get one, and the standing general comes in and goes, okay, we're going to occupy this area and give out water. That is your direct order. Okay, here you go. Take the water. Drink it. You know, and so it's so compartmentalized. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know, and it's a mess. The UN is always a mess. They'll mess up some stuff just showing up. So but they have basically one mission statement, and whatever that mission statement is, you know, peacekeepers. So all they're there to do is just to look pretty, in their white painted freaking equipment and their blue hats. I mean, hey, I'm over here. I mean, it's really not that good of a gear. I mean, really, it's not. But the United States does most of the funding. Yeah. That can change, though. I mean, that can change, like, at a moment's notice. You know, the Russians, the Chinese, whatever. We know that this whole WHO, or NWO, you know, they can have their say and change everything and just, you know, load it up, but still that'd be a problem. See, United States it's such a superpower. It's hard to fight. It really is. That's why they're taking us down from the inside. But this whole Syria thing, it is a shit show. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Really. But they are crafty. You know what I'm saying? The enemies that we face, they have to be craftier. They have to be treacherous and more sneaky, and take more risk, because it's like playing a game of whack-a-mole, and the person with the hammer has 5 hammers, you know, and super fast reflexes. So it's, you know, as soon as that mole sticks his head up the ground, boom, we got him. So it's a hard. If they do something, it's going to be something. yeah, it's going to be something risky for them, because it could mean all-out destruction for them. And we're not talking mutual destruction. We can absorb a lot of damage, and we can stop a lot. So the question I have, I mean, I just know this from our military and how it's set up and everything. But we all kind of know what happened with Pearl Harbor. I'm not. A lot of people say that they let them in. I don't know. I don't know about that. You know, maybe they snuck in under our radar. But there were reports beforehand that this force was coming. And they either didn't believe it, or they just kind of said, "Oh well, whatever. Come on in, maybe to do something." So it's trying to get garden the people to the cause, because we know that they need a war to get our patriotic blood pumping again, and have us fight for one cause. And that's what we do rather well. We go fight a war and we get it done, and we send all kinds of money, we can send all kinds of equipment, and we send all kinds of bodies into the fray. Sons and daughters to die for their cause. I heard the calling and I went, but luckily I got the hell out. But I just think it's a shame, in a travesty, that anyway, so we're going to do that anyway, especially young kids. Yes, especially when you're young, you got to go. You hear the war trumpets, you hear the war drums, and you go. That's just what you do. It's more about proving it to yourself and self-sacrifice and all that. So it's that plays a part in it. But having that it pisses me off. But I really wouldn't worry much about it. I really wouldn't. Israel, they're going to do their thing. All right. They're going to handle their own. And the United States are going to say shit. Well, we'll say something. Biden to say something. Hey, chicken. A chicken in every sock. Don't do that, Israel. That's Biden. He's going to say, he's going to do what they tell them, what they tell him to do. That's what he's going to do. He's going to read from the script. Hi, my name is. Hi, state your name. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going to do what they say. So, having a war in Syria with Israel, we've already been over there and bombed something. Biden has already blew up a couple buildings. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they want to poke a war. They want to poke the bear. And if it's in Syria, I mean, that place is a war-torn, ravaged country. There's nothing there. Just a lot of rock. There's Acre, there's Damascus, there's some other places that just have stood the test of time, and they've got the bullet holes to prove it. And so my heart goes out to those people. It's very, very sad, indeed. But I just think that I don't think we should be there. I really don't think we should be there. I say just walk out. Bye. See y'all later. But Russia's in there, and they're trying to push this whole thing, and you know, Russia has been trying to take over the Middle East for quite some time. You know, because they want those resources. You know, but they failed. You know, Afghanistan damn near bankrupt the USSR. You know, as us getting in there, it would be long and costly. It would be another Afghanistan. You know, and you know, wars were not meant to be fought that way. Okay? What Storm and Norman did was the textbook operation of a war. Okay? We went in there, we threw everything we had to at it. Boom, we got success and we got the hell out. And kept the country intact for the most part. They destroyed most of their infrastructure, burning all the oil fields and all that. That was crazy. But you know, Kuwait, and so Syria, we should just step back. We should just step back and let it happen. For real. Just because Israel will take care of that. But because Russia is there, you know, we have the Iraqi Mujahideen there. We just liberated them. These are the kids. These are the kids of the people that we liberated from Saddam Hussein. And these guys are now radicalized and fighting us. See what happens? I mean, you can't. It's stupid. It's fucking asinine. It really is. And it's a mess. But it's a perfect mess. It really is. It's a perfect mess. The exact thing they need to bring us into a war and to let them attack us and get some, you know. So that's my prediction, is something is going to happen. A missile is going to get through our defenses. A submarine is going to kind of float in. But see, our military, regardless of what the government does and all that, it's hard to hack the military. It really is, because the military does their job. And that's what happens. You've got your elite, you've got your governing body, and you got the military. Military is like, fuck you, we do what we want. The governing body always lags and pulls down the military. If you let the military do their job, they will do it. And they would do it with ruthless efficiency, and they'll be done. And they'll go home and go drink a beer and have a steak, hug their wives and kiss their babies. You know, when the governing body gets in charge and starts doing all this crazy shit, and then it drags on and drags on and drags on. So it's a major cost of life and resources, and that's stupid. Very stupid. Read Sun Tzu sometimes. That's exactly what he talks about. You know? So, yeah, I mean, it's a shit show. And this is the year of adventure. It really is. So, I just want to get on here and before I go to bed and just throw some Syria at you. Israeli bombing Damascus. Okay. Yeah. Ain't nobody trying to bomb us, are they? Not yet. But that's my prediction. My prediction is something will happen. And once that happens, oh boy, we'll go ahead and fire up the war machine, won't we? Yep. That's what's going to happen. So, as being prepared for that, I mean, they don't want my old broken ass. But you know, we're the homeland. You know, we're here to protect this. But you know, whatever. I digress on that. Yeah, I just wanted to. What does that mean for us? That means higher prices. Because a lot of our resources are going to go to that war machine. It's an all-consuming beast. You know, so even more and more of our resources are going to be gone, just non-existent. And if we do get a hold of them, then it's going to be pricey. So do everything you can, and get everything you can. You know. So that's all I got to say about that. I don't see us fighting anything. The only thing we're going to fight is ourselves, and you know, that's all we got to fight with. So I'm going to end it here. You know, and until next time, this is Mad Shad, urging you all to prepare, because it's a mad, mad world out there.